little more. Yeah, so this disaster was, of course,
Oh,
always going to happen. You have some real problems here for Disney and other players in media, because this crosses a couple of different studios, and it crosses a property that is likely to produce 4 or 5 more films. Disney, if we can bring this up now, Disney and Marvel are not going to play nice pool with Justin Baldoni over Deadpool in the Blake Lively battle. He's requested some things from them, and they are not going to play nice. They really don't want to get involved in this. They don't want to see Ryan get pulled into it, but it's going to be kind of hard, considering that Nice Pool is actually based on him, and it was all but admitted to. And if you pay attention to any of the website that was set up by Baldoni to begin with, you just read through the tweets that he's provided publicly and all of the other evidence that he has. Guess what, kids? Saving your receipts pays off, especially with the likes of Mean Girls, Blake Lively, and also Taylor Swift, which we'll get to in a moment. But Disney and Marvel are not going to play a nice pull. They really don't want to be involved down the line. They don't want Justin Baldoni to know anything about the ongoing movie franchise, that would include, well, obviously anything that's Marvel touches Deadpool. Actually, in the midst of resetting the MCU with Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, the Iger-run media giant doesn't want to reveal much of anything to do with Ryan Reynolds when it comes to Baldoni's ongoing and sprawling, it ends with us, legal battle with the superstar. She's not a superstar, you ridiculous human. Blake Lively. Whoever wrote this, who wrote this? This is, hey, Dominic, she's not a superstar, you bell end.
yeah.
Anyway, in a series of sharply worded letters sent to federal judge Louis J. Lyman over the past few days, lawyers for the parties have been taking pot shots at each other over a subpoena digging into what went on during the making of the R-rated blockbuster. Well, if it's related to Blake Lively and this particular situation with Nice Pool, and obviously anything having to do with the production that she was a part of, she was actually a producer on this film. And that's why she is trying to make a play for acquiring the property out from underneath Baldoni and his Wayfarer label. Regardless, we'll skip over to other things, but I have a feeling that that this is going to get more spicy. Why? Well, according to Marvin Montanaro, who happens to be here on Thursdays with us, the writer of the story for That Park Place, Taylor Swift and Hugh Jackman may be subpoenaed in the Blake Lively explosive lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. Of course, they have suits and countersuits, and they're going back and forth across the board here. But the legal battle between Lively and the Ends With Us director continues to spiral, and it may be soon to drag Hollywood's biggest names into the fray. Sources now say that Tay-Tay, Taylor Swift, and Hugh Jackman are likely to be subpoenaed, and apparently Bo has been absconded with on our stream as witnesses in the glowing clash between the former colleagues. Lively, who originally filed her lawsuit quietly under the pseudonym Van Zandt Inc. In September, accuses Baldoni of inappropriate harassment during the film's production and claims he retaliated by launching a behind-the-scenes schmear and bagel campaign. Her legal team alleges they uncovered internal massages showing a coordinated effort to destroy her reputation. Well, except it was Lively apparently bribing the PR person for Baldoni that was leaking information, but that's a different conversation. The lawsuit was uncovered the Wayfair sub-parties document plan to, in their own words, in their text, to destroy Blake Lively, her attorneys stated, adding that the communications reveal a campaign carried out in a manner they believed was untraceable. Baldoni has denied the allegations and countered with a $400 million lawsuit against Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, and their publicist His legal team contends that the complaints are part of a broader scheme to seize creative control over the film where Lively had no contractual authority, which is exactly the case. She's trying to do what Ryan did on some other properties. They're playing the same playbook, kids. As the case heats up, Taylor Swift's name is surfaced due to her close relationship with Lively. Sources say she could be subpoenaed to testify about her involvement during the movie's production. Lively previously acknowledged Swift's influence, saying, "She was with me throughout this whole process. So I think, for better or worse, she experienced the whole thing with me." By the way, Baldoni filmed everything on his set. So I think there's going to be a lot of film on this.
A lot of receipts.
Swift's potential testimony could prove highly consequential or raise further questions about just how deep her off-screen involvement went with all the mean girls. Also reportedly in the crosshairs with Swift is Hugh Jackman, another close friend of Reynolds. Jackman's connection to the case appears more circumstantial, but with the allegations stretching beyond workplace behavior into accusations of retaliatory public campaigns, even peripheral witnesses would face scrutiny. This is not something Disney wants to have happen. Also, by the way, this character here, Nice Pool, is supposedly based on Baldoni. Went full male feminist with this one, Ryan. Anyway, the legal team for Ryan was not exactly denied the connection, calling Baldoni's outrage over the character thin-skinned. That's right, with subpoenas looming and reputations on the line. In other words, basically, that was Baldoni. No matter what, this is going to end up to be a complete mess for every media company that's involved with it, except for the winner. But nobody will admit that at this point in time, I believe that Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are going to be losers no matter what. Anyway, after reading through all of that, what do you guys think?
What a shit show.
Yeah.
Like it's just a shit show. It's a disaster. Goes to show, don't it? Just pick who you work with. Like you work in an industry where lots of people are narcissistic, egocentric babies, overpaid babies. So you got to be so careful, it seems. And I think no matter what, both people are going to come out screwed. Like I think their careers are going to be done basically because no one's going to want to work with either of them again now because just controversy has mired both of their names in trash. So,
and again, it's all because of Blake Lively though. Nate, they're trying to steal this guy's property. That's all.
Yeah, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke.
And Hugh Jackman, I bet he loves getting drug into this.
No, guy's just getting out of a really ruthless divorce. In fact, I don't even know if it's over yet.
Didn't he cheat on his wife though?
Yeah, he's a movie star.
He's not Alan Richardson.
Yeah. There's only like 5% of good people in Hollywood. At least in front of the camera. The people behind the camera are mostly good. So they work for a living.
Yeah. I don't think Denzel's ever been busted cheating.
Again,
I think he's 5% been pretty solid. Yeah. Very few for sure.
There's that one guy that refused to do a kissing sex scene because he didn't want to disgrace his wife.
Kirk Cameron.
Well, yeah, but also some gray-haired dude.
Oh,
forget his name. He was just in.
What's your thoughts on this then, Nick? Anyway.
Same as yours, pretty much. Complete shit show. So when this first started coming out, like I was like, oh, this Baldoni guy, he's gonna be screwed. Like I was completely on Ron Reynolds, Blake Lively's side. As more and more stuff started coming out, I was like, I don't know. Seems like some pretty shady crap going on by Ron Reynolds and his wife. So and apparently this dude's got tons of receipts, tons of video. I mean, Nice Pool is blatantly, obviously him. 1,000%. So there's that. You know, it. I mean the Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing. You know, I kind of got into that because of the total shit show it was. This one I've not. I don't know how much attention this thing's gonna bring once if it actually
I
goes to court. But
I tell you what, both parties would be better off if this just went away.
yeah, if they just settled
Mm,
for
Because you're looking at
sure.
100 million on each side and all of the legal consequences, PR,
Yeah.
and everything else that goes with it.
Yeah.
And if it just quietly went away, both of these people could salvage a career going forward.
true.
And
Yeah.
like I said, already the damage has been done to Ryan Reynolds and to Blake Lively's reputations. Because
Mm.
again, this guy has receipts that he can put on display for the world to see.
He has
That's
been putting
bad.
them on display.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
He's got more that he hasn't even shown yet, apparently.
Yes.
Like a lot
Mental.
more.
Mental. Gary says, "Oh man, I liked Ron and Hugh, and I enjoyed Wolverine versus Deadpool, but
Same.
I can't watch it the same way now because I hate bullying. The movie should feel fun."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's
Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people didn't know
Oh,
that Nice Bull
okay.
was based on Baldoni.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I
That
didn't.
didn't come out till way afterwards.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Shall we shuffle on now?
Yeah.
Shuffle.